Who is your all-time favorite Tigers player? I'm Kris. That's Pat. Welcome to Paintin Korners.
Welcome. This is tough. Does it have to be like while they were on the Tigers, or can it be like a player that I liked that happened to play for the Tigers at some point in his career?
What are you saying?
All right, so like I love Victor Martinez. Like he was one of my favorite players growing up, and he had a brief stint with Boston and then finished his career with Detroit. But like I wouldn't call him my favorite Tiger of all time. He's just one of my favorite players, but he played for the Tigers.
Like a player that you like, I don't want a player that you liked after they played for the Tigers.
All right, or before.
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
So
did you like them they were on the Tigers?
Okay. It's so hard because they're like anyone who was good at that time, I hated because they would normally be good against the Tribe. But
but like there was always players that I really appreciated that I wanted to play for my team.
No, I get that. Honestly, like JD Martinez was fucking sick, dude. And that's like where he like kind of first came onto the scene was with Detroit, and he was fucking nasty against us. So I'm gonna go JD Martinez, even though he was a pain in my side. I appreciated him.
He's been linked to my Yankees recently.
Really?
Well, we need a DH, and I guess Cashman got on the phone with him because he would be cheap.
Is he? So he's a free agent. He signed that 1-year deal with the Mets last year, right?
Yep, he's a free agent.
Damn, that'd be an interesting fit for you guys. I could see it
just until Giancarlo got right.
Yeah, and also like that's a good like. See, I don't know then because I don't know how he would like a bench role then after that, but I feel like he'd at this point in his career would be such a solid option off the bench.
Yeah, I mean he's 36. He just came off a decent year with the Mets. I mean he hit 235, 320 on base, and then 406 slugging.
Yeah. How many homers did he hit?
16. He hit 33 as a 35-year-old.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not far removed from hitting 30.
Yeah, so I don't think he'll do it. I just found that interesting because you did bring him up. I got two. I loved Prince Fielder's fat ass, dude.
All right, that's a good one.
Like Big Prince was the man, dude.
Yeah.
And then my other one, I was lucky enough for him ended up playing for my team. Later on.
I know who it is.
You want to say it?
Curtis Granderson?
I love Kurt. I've always loved Kurt. Ugly swing, but he played outfield. I played outfield. He was so fast. Like that was his thing. I mean, he played the sport like an athlete, and that's when I played all the MLB The Show games. He was so sick in the show.
I was gonna say he strikes me as soon as you said he was like, when does he play for the Yankees? I was like, wow, Curtis Granderson is such a Chris Drew athlete. Like it's got to be him,
dude. I loved Granderson. I really did.
Yeah.
Today though, I do want to kind of go through the. We're going to go through the AL Central season outlook. How are we feeling? Obviously, like your team plays in the Central. My team does not. So this will be me poking and asking questions about your division that I don't think you guys are going to win.
Hey, that's fair. Clearly, Vegas doesn't either. I looked at the Vegas odds today because I know it's been pretty tight, and the odds have kind of shifted over the last 2 months or so. The top 4 teams are pretty tight. Obviously, Chicago way down there at the bottom, but we are currently have the 4th best odds to win the division. We were 3rd and even 2nd at times this offseason. But I guess given probably the recent news to DeLauder, and also I don't know if I checked it after Naylor and Jimenez were dealt too. So that might have been it as well. But yeah, dropped to 4th in odds for 2025 division champs.
Do we even have to talk about the White Sox today?
Dude, I'm totally fine glossing over them because we don't need to waste any extra words on them, dude. They have one player in their entire lineup projected to have a WAR over 2 this year.
Ooh.
You know it. It's the obvious one.
Oh, Luis?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's the only White Sox with a projected WAR over 2. Each of the other 4 teams in the division have 4 or 5 guys that are projected to finish with 2 WAR or higher. So literally, they are going to be so beyond bad.
Dude, what sucks? Whenever I think about the White Sox, I think about Kyle. Was it Kyle Teal?
Yeah. Wow. What a name.
Yeah. He was one of the Red Sox top prospects.
That's right. But was that the sale deal?
No. That was the Crochet deal.
Oh, the Crochet deal. That's what I'm talking about.
It's super recent.
Yeah.
So he's 22. He was one of their top. I mean, what is he? Big kid. He's the kid that hit the big home run over right off of Sasaki immediately, right?
Yeah, dude. He's not even in their projected. I'm looking at their projected lineup right now. Is he hurt or something?
No, remember, bro, he just hit that tank off of Sasaki.
I missed that. But yeah, dude, I'm surprised he's actually not. I'm sorry, or they must not think he's ready. But yeah, I totally forgot about Kyle Teal.
Yeah, because because that was the first. Because remember they did those like little like live hitting. We're gonna see how things look.
Yeah.
And he mashed off of Roki.
Dude, I don't wish bad things for Roki because of him, but I just wish bad things because of the Dodgers for him. So
yeah, that's where I'm at. Hold on, I'm gonna share this with you.
Yeah.
No, I'm about to put it on screen. This was Roki Sasaki versus Kyle Teal. They said that joint went like 410, and he knew it. Smoked it.
That was fucking.
Dude, I love the swing, dude.
It's a clean swing,
dude. It's and I don't want. It's a little bit of Bryce Harper.
Yeah, that leg kick
and the coil, like the way he like shrinks everything in the middle.
Oh, it's very Harper-esque for sure.
Yeah, nice. That's Harper if I've ever seen him.
Dude, I was talking. I was actually with Zach before the show sometime this week. Maybe it was Monday or Tuesday, and he was watching. And it's funny because I just heard the song playing on his phone. It's the give me ayo ayo,
yeah,
and it was like, oh, that's the Bryson Stott homer, and in the playoffs, and he was like, oh yeah, that's one of my favorite baseball highlight clips that I'll watch over and over again whenever it comes on my feed. And I was like, oh, same with me, except for me, it's for the Phillies. It's the Bryce Harper first game in the World Series against Houston in 22 when they have the things added up, things added down, and he fucking cranks the off speed from McCullers, and it popped on my feed this morning, and I was like, I fucking love that clip, dude. It gets me hyped.
Playoff baseball clips always just do the most.
Yeah.
No, I'm a huge fan. But yeah, no, White Sox, I mean, they're not going to be very good. Honestly, kind of just waiting to see when Kyle Teal gets pulled up and see what he does. Yeah. I know he's got to be sick to his stomach that he got traded to the White Sox, but
yeah, but again, he also, I mean, the White Sox have been willing. They've been one of those teams that are willing to pay these guys that are young kind of before they're proven. So if you're going to end up in a spot like that, there could be worse. I mean, fuck, I wish the Tribe operated a little more like the White Sox sometimes. Although then again, some of these deals turn out to backfire on them. So,
yeah, I was gonna say, like, the White Sox literally came up with the worst season in MLB history, and their owner came out and said, "Well, we're gonna win more games this year." It's like
shit.
It's like the big rebuttal. Their projected wins is 53.5.
Like, you can't even touch that line.
No,
it's so low that there's no value in going under, but there's no way in hell you're going over.
Yeah, you can't do it. Won't do it. Yeah. The Minnesota Twins, are they favored over the Guardians this year?
Yeah, so the Twins are the preseason favorites according to Vegas to win the division.
Damn, I didn't realize that. I mean, yeah, I mean, what's their win total at? 84.5?
Yeah, it's funny because those four teams are within, I think, 2 or 3 wins of each other in terms of their projections.
So at one point, I believe 2 or 3 months ago, they were all the same.
Yeah, that sounds right.
They were all the same, and right now the Twins are sitting at 84.5. Do you feel like they had a good enough offseason to where you feel like, okay, they can win the division?
I personally don't think so. Where did they upgrade, really? I mean, their lineup is basically the same. They got Ty France. So that'll be their new first baseman. I think he's a solid player. Their rotation is the same as last year, which again, I think Pablo Lopez and Joe Ryan are studs, but I'm not sold on Bailey Ober. Twins fan base is high on Simeon Woods Richardson, but I haven't seen anything that I like from him in his, I guess, brief stint up with the team last year. And then Chris Paddock's been around the block. Like, I don't know. They're top heavy, their rotation. I think Lopez and Ryan are legit, but they're very top heavy.
I think their biggest issue that they're going to face, this year again, is going to be like, can their bats stay healthy?
Yeah. I mean, shit. Royce Lewis can't stay healthy. Correa has been dealing with injuries ever since he came over. And then the biggest one is fucking Byron Buxton, dude. That dude's made of fucking glass.
Made of glass. You cannot have, what is that their top 3 bats? Like that's their 3 best bats. And you hold your breath on all 3 of them every time they take a swing.
Oh my, literally.
Like it doesn't make that's their big issue. The Twins wouldn't scare me at all. In fact, I am more concerned if I were a Guardians fan. Detroit scares me more, and I think the Royals scare me a little bit more than Minnesota does. And also, like, you guys have had Minnesota's number.
We definitely have had Minnesota's number. We used to have Detroit's number. It used to be really bad a couple years ago when they were in the shit. It evened out last year. But the team that's had our number recently, who I'm most afraid of in the division, is Kansas City. For me, in terms of who I'm afraid of, it's Kansas City first. It's Minnesota second. It's Detroit third. Detroit, and I know we briefly touched upon it yesterday. There's really only 2 bats in that lineup that scare me. Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter.
I'm higher on Detroit than you are.
You are. I think probably because you love Job too.
Job. Well, I think Detroit's pitching staff, like their starting pitchers, I think are almost ideal for the playoffs. And if Skubal doesn't have to pitch 1,000,000 innings again for them,
yeah,
like that's what happened last year, right? Skubal ran out of gas.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, you can't even blame that. It was one swing that did him in, dude. I mean, he pitched lights out in game 2, and game 5, he was pitching lights out up until Lane Thomas fucking took one.
Dude, I thought he loaded up the bases early though.
They might have had a scoring opportunity early, but I mean, that game was won in the 5th inning.
Yeah, I mean that was a big.
That's when he imploded. But
he was swing.
I thought he was fine before that.
Got you. I thought he was looking like he was going to get got, but regardless, it's like he was all they had last year. Like that was it. They added Jack Flaherty. Like I think Jackson Job is going to be really good. And honestly, like I think if they wanted to play, if they were going to pitch Jackson Job at all last year, they should have brought him up sooner and let him get conditioned for like starter level innings.
Yeah, I agree. I think
like they brought him up late because remember they were so bad and they got so like their playoff percentage was like 1%.
Oh yeah, they were the hottest team in all of baseball in September. And so like you're right. I wish they gave him a little more of an opportunity to showcase himself early on, because the only look we got of him was against fucking Houston and him shitting himself, which again, you can't blame him coming into a playoff atmosphere like that on the road in Houston. If he's like him as a third option right now is scary. But like, here's my question to you. Are Skubal and Flaherty the best 1-2 punch in the division?
Like projecting out or just like today?
Well, just like for the season. Because I personally think Minnesota has the best 1-2 punch, which is why they scare me more than Detroit. I think Lopez and Joe Ryan, obviously Skubal.
I think Skubal and Flaherty is a better 1-2.
Okay. I just don't know. Flaherty's been a little more inconsistent, I think.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what version of Flaherty you're getting.
Yeah. Because at times, absolutely, he looks like, a perennial ace on any staff. But I think the reason Minnesota scares me more, again, is because those 2 guys in the top of their rotation.
Okay, that makes sense. But I think if someone asked me like who'd I rather start my rotation with, I would go Skubal Flaherty.
Yeah, and obviously
that's how I approach the question, I think.
All right, and that's fair. I guess more so like the depth of the 2 versus. I guess really what you're comparing is like if you were to rank them, I'm going to rank those 4: Skubal, Lopez, Ryan, then Flaherty.
And it's like, do you want that? But I like Flaherty's upside a lot too. At times, like when
absolutely. And he has familiarity with Detroit. So, and what did he? How well did he pitch when he was last with Detroit? What was that? 2 years ago, right?
Yep, 2 years ago. Good old Jack Flaherty, man.
How did he finish that year? because he was decent, but so 2020, that was 2023.
Yeah, Flaherty. Oh, geez, a Flaherty Baltimore jersey.
Yeah, dude. Nah.
That'll be one that.
Or no, it was last year. My bad.
Yeah, last year, 2024.
7.5, 2.95 ERA. Yeah, it's funny. His numbers actually got worse with the Dodgers.
Yeah,
which is interesting. I mean, I guess Detroit is more of a pitcher's friendly park. But yeah, less than a 1 WHIP. ERA 2.95.
Yeah, Jack's gonna be fine over there.
Yeah, it was Baltimore where he really struggled, dude.
Yeah, the Baltimore Jack Flaherty. I thought it was all over.
Yeah, dude. 6.75 ERA and 9 starts. 1.67 WHIP. That was egregious.
That is disgusting. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not good. But yeah, if he can bring back the form that he had with them at the beginning of last year, then that's absolutely scary.
What are you expecting from Gleyber Torres in Detroit? That's like, was that their big bat addition?
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, shit.
Signed a 1-year deal. Did it surprise you that he didn't really have any suitors?
I don't know. I think teams are confused as to how they view him. I mean, he was basically a league average bat last year.
Hot late in the year.
Yeah, it got hot, and definitely he has. He's got that veteran presence to him now, and has played enough in the postseason where I think. And done well enough in the postseason where you could feel like trustworthy with him. My thing is that, first of all, you don't know what you're getting out of him defensively. And
no, you know what you're getting. You're getting a horrible defender.
Yeah, I guess that's a better way of putting it. Yeah. But my thing is that how is he going to fare in a lineup without all that protection?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going from hitting in front of Aaron Judge and Juan Soto to hitting in front of Riley Green.
And like your value is as a leadoff guy, but you're also a bad base runner.
Yeah. And that's like, I don't know. That's a park where you get rewarded for good base running because there are those alleys in the outfield where that's, traditionally aggressive base runners thrive well in that. Honestly, that's where the Indians have kind of thrived well on the road there because their approach is always taking that extra base. It'll be interesting to see how Gleyber does there. Yeah,
he's on a 1-year deal, so it's like a real prove it year for him because he thought he was worth. I think he wanted like probably a multi-year $60 million deal when it was all been done, and like definitely didn't get that. Is gonna get that, and like you got to feel like. I mean, he's not ready now, but like their future leadoff guy is going to be Max Clark. So like if you're Gleyber, you're just like a fill holder if you're going to be a leadoff guy.
Yeah, dude. Or Trey Sweeney. I like him too.
You think Trey Sweeney? Well, yeah, Trey Sweeney's probably closer to being ready than Max Clark. But again, like that's a middle infielder.
Yeah, he looked pretty decent in the playoffs too. He was a guy that, and again, maybe it was just because of the hype around him too that scared me a little bit, but. He's a guy that I could see having a decent year for them. I'm still not sure where exactly he fits, but I don't know. I didn't realize he was originally a Yankee prospect, Trey Sweeney.
Yes, sir.
When did he end up in LA?
I have no clue.
I gotta look that up. But yeah, I think honestly, another thing that scares me with Detroit. Is their bullpen actually? It looks like it's in decent shape. They kind of went closer by committee last year at the end of the year when they got hot in September. I mean, you had Jason Foley, that Bo Brisky kid who originally came up as a starter with them. He looked really good out of the pen, especially against us in the playoffs. The lefty Tyler Holton was solid as well. I think their bullpen is surprisingly going to be pretty decent. They also got Tommy Kahnle in the offseason too. And
big Tommy guy.
Specialist.
Big Tommy guy, Mr. Change It Up. All he does is change ups. It's so bizarre. Trey Sweeney got traded in 2023 to LA, and then they traded him for Jack Flaherty.
Yeah, but who did the Yankees get? 2023, the Dodgers.
I have no clue. I should know.
It's got to be.
I'm actually scared to look.
It's got to be a pitcher, I would presume.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. 2023. It's gonna bother me now.
Yeah, it's gonna bug you, but I'm scared to look, man, because I think Trey Sweeney's a player.
Yeah.
Victor Gonzalez and Vivas.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fucking Vivas. Shout out him though. Shout out him. I guess. All right. So you said you're more concerned about Kansas City?
Yeah, dude. They're the biggest threat, I think.
Are they your pick to win the division?
If I take my
glasses
off, take my heart out of it, I think Kansas City poses the biggest threat. I think their young core is just going to get better, dude. I mean, they got Jonathan India in the offseason, who I think is going to be a perfect leadoff bat, or
super under the radar. And it's good because now you feel better about Bobby Witt hitting second.
Exactly. So you take their projected starting four: India, Bobby Witt, Vinny Pasquantino, which I know some people are kind of like don't know how to feel about him. I think he's a fucking stud. I think his project. I don't know. I'm a big. He's one of those like advanced analytics love him, but he never really puts it together on the field type of guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he has potential to do big things this year. And then Salvador Perez too in the cleanup hole. That's a really good first four.
What's their projected rotation?
Well, Reagan's is the one.
Yeah.
Who I love. Lugo as the two. I feel like he's due for regression.
I like
he just throws every pitch, dude, in the mix.
Lugo, Waka, Lorenzen, Bubik.
Yeah.
Bubik.
It'll be interesting because honestly, I wasn't thrilled with their rotation last year, but Waka and Lorenzen both pitched, Waka pitched well at least. Lorenzen, I think they got him at the deadline last year.
I like their top three a lot.
Their top three are nice. Yeah. I'm big on Reagan's. Lugo kind of put it together last year and was really good. I just don't like how he pitches to contact. It always scares me. In a starter.
That concerns me when it comes to playoff time for sure.
Yeah. Just like Indians dealt with guys like that throughout the years that, again, like you said, were good in kind of spurts. Like Savale was a pitcher that pitched to contact, and he's kind of fallen off the map in recent years.
I love pitchers that pitch to contact when they face my Yankees because we're going to get one or two.
Yeah.
We'll always get one or two.
And how did you guys fare against Lugo in the playoffs? Did you hit him around?
Was that game 2?
It was probably, remember they had to play Baltimore.
Yeah, that's
first round. So their rotation might have been out of whack. He might have gone. If I'm guessing they went Reagan's game 1, but no, I have to double check. That was all right. So he must have went game 2.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the
that was Reagan's.
Now.
So Lugo he must not have pitched till game 3. Yeah, Lugo didn't go till game 3.
Okay.
That's what it was. But he actually pitched well enough against you guys. I mean, he threw, 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs. Oh, he had 4 walks in that game. That's unlike him.
Yeah, so this was a good series, bro. All the games were so close.
Dude, yeah, honestly, both this series and our series,
everything was so tight, dude.
So tight, dude. Those were all good series.
Yeah, because game 1, it was weird because Cole introduced a new pitch mix.
Okay.
It was out of nowhere. It was like new pitch mix entirely, and just started pitching to contact. And he was getting hit up a little bit, and then in the middle of it, went back to his old pitch mix. Everyone was like, "What's going on here?" And then he rolled with the new pitch mix for the rest of the series, and then went back to his original during the Guardian series.
Okay.
It was like strange stuff from Garrett Cole.
trying to toy with something that, hey, bro, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, it's like, dog, this is not spring training. This is the postseason.
That's absolutely wild.
And then meanwhile, Rodon felt like he could only throw 2 pitches, fastball slider, and got tattooed against Kansas City after getting off to a ridiculous start, but then was shut down against the Guardians. But
yeah,
no, I like the Royals rotation, man.
Yeah, I think I think Reagan's is a sleeper. Let me look at his odds right now. All right, yeah, so he is the 3rd best odds to win the AL Cy Young, dude. I don't hate plus 1,000. I think that's good value, dude. His stuff is nasty. And like I've talked to you, I don't really think I've mentioned it much on the show here, but like me and a couple buddies a couple years ago came up with like basically a pitching model that develops a strikeout score for all the pitchers in the major leagues. And that's how we bet on like strikeout props and stuff. And dude, Reagan's score was like one of the best in our model last year. So I'm biased when it comes to that. I think obviously strikeout is a huge metric for guys now, especially the way starters go. Because again, like we said, I don't like guys that pitch to contact. So dude, Reagan's graded out so well last year, and he kind of just exploded onto the scene. I think he has a shot to win the Cy Young for sure this year.
Where would you rank their top 2 in regards to the division?
I just don't know what we're gonna get from Lugo, dude.
See, I'm a Lugo guy because he throws 9 pitches.
I know, dude, but he's also fucking 35 years old.
hey, now this is the year for the old head. This is the year for the old head pitchers, just so you know.
Yeah. And I mean, like, yeah, I guess both of the years. I mean, he's been a starter for 2 years now. 3.57 ERA in 26 starts with San Diego in 23. 140 Ks. His K per 9 went down last year.
Well, yeah, because he threw 200 innings.
I know, which is impressive, but it's again another reason why I have my concerns. I mean, shit, I feel like this was the same deal with Nestor Cortez a couple of years ago. I mean, he had that dominant first year but the whole thing was that, all right, this guy's never gone more than X amount of innings in his career. Is he going to be able to keep this sustainable going forward? And honestly, it hasn't for Nestor. So that's again, kind of similar pitchers in the sense that neither is going to, blow you away with overpowering stuff. They're going to mix and match, keep you off balance. It's guys like that I don't know can have sustainable success.
Dude, look at Seth Lugo's savant profile. The top is all red. Like, boy, you're so good. Your pitching run value, your fastball run value, your breaking run value, all in the top 95th percentile. But then you look at the actual pitching, none of it's red.
No, dude, that's what I'm saying. It's concerning because, I mean, just because, like, hold on, why am I?
I mean, look, you're talking about, like, his savant profile is crazy. Like, the movement profile is what you see over here to the right.
Yeah.
I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pitches. 9 pitches.
Yeah, dude. I mean, but again, one of the, like,
he's your pitcher's pitcher. He doesn't have to work with the fastball. I think, honestly, the reason, look, he throws 92 miles per hour, but he only uses his fastball because he throws so many pitches 24% of the time. And because of that, like, he's not leaving the fastball, and like people are doing damage off the fastball. But you're right; it's gonna have to go up.
So the thing is, I mean, just if you look at like his expected statistics last year versus his actual stuff, I mean, he was in baseball. I feel like your luck will run out eventually, and everything comes back to a median. So if you have a guy like that last year who had a career year 16-9, second in the Cy Young Award voting, but he had an expected ERA over a run higher than what his actual, almost a run higher than what his actual ERA was. I mean, his X batting average in the 42nd percentile, his X slugging 389 is actually not terrible. It was worse the year before, but I don't know. It's those. It's just a guy like that just screams regression for me this year. That's why I don't like their two. Like, they're probably third on my list, or honestly, I would even put him behind Cleveland.
Honestly, with the huge park too, like, okay, I would put him.
It depends on how you view.
Okay, so like Bieber Tanner, is that your top two? Or are you thinking Bieber Williams?
Shit. I was gonna say Bibby. Well, obviously, Bibby's our one right now. I'm not gonna count Bieber just because he's out till you know mid-July, mid-August. I think Gavin Williams will have a better year than Seth Lugo.
Okay.
I'm a believer in that.
I mean, I like Gavin Williams. He's my breakout player. Like I think Gavin Williams has got a real shot.
Yeah.
Like big time believer in Gavin Williams because the fastball is going to play too well, and I think he's going to throw that two seam more than he ever has.
Yeah.
I mean, he should.
Yeah, I think he was finally starting to figure it out towards the end of the year last year. I mean, shit. Where's his? Yeah, dude. I mean, his last couple starts to close out the year, he went 5 innings, 3 runs against Tampa, 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 innings, or 5 2/3, 1 run. He was starting to figure it out. What was it against Kansas City earlier in September? 7 innings, 1 run. It was like I felt like he was starting. He was just so hot or cold last year that we just need to see consistency out of him. He just can't have those implosion outings. Mm-hmm. And that was something that I think Bibby did really well at honing in last year. Was because 2 years ago, Bibby would have kind of lost control and kind of imploded. Last year, when Bibby didn't have his stuff, he was able to still keep the opposition to 3-4 runs and try to just give you 5 like just workhorse innings. And with Williams, he seems to be early on in his career. He can't get through that mentally where it's like if he doesn't have it, within the first 2 innings, it's over.
Well, because he's not a pitcher, he's a thrower right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it, and I'm not trying to compare it to him, but a lot of what I see in Gavin Williams reminds me of what I saw in a young Garrett Cole. I think the fastball plays similarly. He's got a similar build to Cole. Just the way he throws, it's very Cole-esque.
Garrett Cole struggled today, but I'm a big Garrett Cole guy. So if you say that, I hope he becomes Garrett Cole, and I hope he gets.
I hope so too. That's why I say it. I gotta speak it into existence.
I hope he gets dealt to the Yankees.
Oh, Gavin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
all right, dude, here we go. This is a question, kind of a sub-bar question.
Yeah.
Who's going to have a better year? Jared Jones or Gavin Williams?
So you can't ask me these because I'm going to say Gavin Williams, but like Jared Jones was nasty last year.
Honestly, they were kind of the same last year. Like Jared Jones' ERA was up above 4.
Yeah. But again, he was a rookie last year. So Gavin was in his second year. Gavin was much better his rookie year. No, Jones is nasty, dude.
He's so nasty.
He's just got more strike. So the thing that's weird with Gavin is that he's got electric stuff, but he's not striking people out yet, at least so far in his career. If he can flip that, my answer might change. But right now, dude, Jones has the strikeout metrics backing him up. He has the honestly similar extension. His extension is good.
His extension is not as good as Gavin's.
No, not as good, but still 82nd percentile.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Jared Jones is a pitcher that probably doesn't make a lot of sense today. He's got a chance to be our freak. He's little.
Yeah, 6', 190.
And his average fastball velo is the same as Gavin Williams, who's 6'6", 250.
Yeah.
Jared Jones, man. I mean, he's not as cool as Tim Lincecum, but he's got a little bit of he's a psycho, I think.
Yeah, he's got again wiry frame. He's got the flow going. I could see the Lincecum comparisons a little bit.
But he'll never be the star of that staff.
Well, no, dude.
Yeah,
no one in MLB can be the star of that staff right now.
only man that could do it. I don't even know who could do it. Actually, no.
There literally is no one. I think. All right. Do you think Skeens is the best pitcher in baseball right now?
I do.
I was saying, I'm of the belief. I've seen enough.
I don't know, dude. I want Skubal to be better, but I don't think Skubal's better.
I don't want Skubal to be better, but no, dude. Skeens is better than Skubal.
I think that this is going to be fucked up. I'm already ready for Skubal to fail. Not Skubal. I'm already ready for Skeens to fail.
I'm not, dude.
I am. I'm tired of these perfect individuals. and I'm tired of his perfect life. I think I'm ready for him to like fall off a little bit, and then I'm ready for him to be in New York.
Shut up. I do not want him in New York. Absolutely,
he's
not.
going to New York, just so you know.
Livy's bringing him home.
Yeah, he's going to New York. I want to talk about your Guardians. We've talked about everybody but them.
Yeah.
Confidence level, should they feel like they're the defending champs? Do you feel better about this team this year at this point than you were before?
So, I don't know. It's been a weird offseason. I was fully on board with getting rid of Naylor, as I think a lot of fans of the team were. They weren't gonna sign him to an extension, given they had concerns over his weight. Plus, I think I'm of the belief that Manzardo is chosen, and I am so high on Manzardo as the first base DH of our future. So that being said, the lineup, if you look at it now, it doesn't look that impressive, but I do believe this lineup is going to do really well against left-handed pitching. Now, I think, what is the stat? I think you only face a lefty 25% of the time anyway.
Yep.
So, yeah, we should dominate those 25% of games. It's the unknowns against right-handed pitching where I'm worried. Will Brennan has shown an improvement this year so far in spring training, to maybe hope that he can become, that above average hitter against right-handed pitching. Right now, he's like league average. If Lane Thomas can consistently hit right-handed pitching, if Gabriel Arias takes over that second base job, he has reverse splits and actually does better against right-handed pitching. But like the beginning part of his career was so fucked. As much as I love Terry Francona, he refused to play Arias in 2023 against right-handed pitching and only bat him against lefties, even though it was clear that he struggled so badly against lefties and had such a crazy reverse splits that I think Vogt did a better job of utilizing that last year, but you just didn't have anywhere to play him last year because Rocchio won the shortstop job and you had Jimenez. So I'm cautiously optimistic about what Arias can do. If he wins the second base job, which right now I think he's the favorite to win. Burrito's had an abysmal spring so far.
I wouldn't love seeing you guys in the playoffs. You guys are good against lefties, and our rotation is so lefty heavy now. Like 2 of our top 3 being lefties, and then you don't know what you're going to get from Cole this season. And then obviously Luis Heel out for Luis Heel's missing 3 months.
Yeah, I saw that today.
So like hearing that you guys like are, you guys love lefties. I'm like, damn, like Max Fried and Rodon.
Yeah, I mean
lefty.
That's huge. But again, the problem with the Indians that they got to get out of their own head offensively in the playoffs. They were just so hot and cold. I mean, shit, they went through that scoreless. It was like a 20-inning scoreless drought in the playoffs against Detroit.
Start the Detroit series.
Yeah. And then obviously they were kind of cold up until what was it, game 4 again, or the end of game 3 against you guys when Noel and Fry had the homers, then exploded offensively. Game 4 obviously ended up losing that, and then the offense did nothing in game 5 really. So I don't know. I'm of the belief that if Manzardo takes that next step up, and then the other 2 guys are obviously Rocchio, if he can continue his success that we saw in the postseason, and we need the Brennan Noel platoon to work. I think those are the 3 kind of biggest question marks in the lineup right now. If those 3 guys are able to step up and have good years, I think that we can absolutely repeat as division champs. I think our starting pitching is going to take a step up from where it was last year. I mean, we averaged less than 5 innings per start last year and had to overwork our bullpen so much that it's like, if we can keep our bullpen well rested enough during the regular season, they won't be gassed out like they were against you guys in the playoffs.
What is the step you want Rocchio to take? Like, what do you want his slash line to be? What would be okay for you for him this season?
For me, I want to see him hit, I would say 260, 270 on base, 340, 350, and between a 440, 460 slugging.
That's about right.
I think that's where if he does that, which I think he can, I don't think that's an outrageous projection for him. I think if you're seeing like anywhere between, I guess, a 780 and an 820 OPS guy, I would be thrilled with that. And his plate discipline looked so good in the playoffs last year that he's provided me with faith that he can do that on a consistent basis.
And just in last year, the first half of the second half, lowering the ground ball percentage was huge, and the launch angle changed, lifting more balls, obviously. The line drive percentage went up. So, he's progressing the right way. And like those staple marks for me is what I look like. But okay, like he's going to take a step forward next year. Manzardo, what do you want his WRC plus to be next year? You want it to be like around that 115?
I was going to say 120, 125.
125?
Dude, his steamer projection is 120 on Fangraphs.
That's rookie of the year.
Well, he already burned his
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he can't. He's not eligible. He burned his rookie status last year.
Like 120?
Dude, the way he hit in September and in the playoffs, sign me up. The thing with Manzardo is he's got such good discipline at the plate, which he didn't show. Like he came up at the beginning of last year, and I think it was May when Quan got hurt, and dude was swinging at everything and just striking out. And you're looking at this guy and you're like, hold up, this is a completely different guy that I've seen in the minors and that I've, read about throughout his time in Tampa. Like this was a guy that was just going to work counts, was a doubles machine, and was starting to finally drive the ball out of the park as well. And what he did in September and then in October, I think speaks for itself. I think he is like, I want him in the 2 spot to hit in front of Jose. And I think he has the opportunity because teams are going to pitch to him. If he hits in front of Jose, I think he can absolutely be a 120 WRC plus guy.
Man, he's due. So last year, I guess I was trying to think about who was around that 120 mark. Jackson Merrill, do you want to guess his WRC plus last year?
It might've been higher than that. I'm going to guess 127.
It was 130.
Okay.
So
that sounds about right.
And then I'm going to look up Colton Cowser's too. Cause that's I want him to have like a Colton Cowser like season.
Yeah. Colton Cowser is a little too boom or bust for me. I think Manzardo can be more all around.
Colton Cowser's OPS plus last year, or WRC plus last year was 120 on the dot.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, shit, you would take that, right?
Absolutely.
It was 2 boomer bust. Was it the 242?
Yeah. What was his on base?
321.
Okay.
You would take that. I would take a Colton Cowser season from him for sure.
Yeah. I think he has better play discipline than Cowser. So I would like Manzardo's on base to be well above 320.
Better offensive season, Manzardo or Austin Wells next year?
Well, when is Wells coming back from injury?
No, Austin's good.
Oh, I thought he was hurt.
Bro, they were acting like he was hurt, and then he came in. He's taken like 3 swings this spring, and he's got 2 home runs.
Oh shit! I was of the belief. I thought you said that he was hurt.
Because they were hiding him. We didn't see him. He would go up, and they wouldn't let him take any swings. Aaron Boone said he's just not ready yet, and now they're talking about him hitting leadoff.
Huh?
Yeah. The belief is their analytic department believes the Kyle Schwarber leadoff build.
Yeah. Oh, I can definitely see that. Similar swing too.
Yeah, at Yankee Stadium. They've been hitting him leadoff so far this spring.
Okay. What was his WRC plus last year?
It was 105.
Okay.
So he had 229. This last night was 229, 322, 395.
He had a sub 400 slugging?
Yeah.
Huh.
He got hot late in the year.
Yeah, he must have. What was his split?
He was also under 20 home runs.
Yeah. Well, I just in my head, it must have been a crazy difference first half, second half.
Well, because the bat wasn't going, and like people talk about like he's a powerful hitter.
Yeah, I mean he had a 687 OPS first half of the year.
Yeah.
745 second half.
But he started swinging for power in the second half is what it was.
He did, dude. He kind of fell off in September again, but his slugging jumped from, it was 294, 319, 429 in June. Then in July, it was 554, August, 546.
But they went to him. They told him, "We want you to be a slugger. Like we want you just to hit."
Yeah.
But
I think Manzardo is going to have a better year.
Yeah, I think so too. After looking at the numbers, to be honest.
Yeah. Same.
Top 5 players in the division. Who are they?
In order?
If you want, if you feel like you got it.
Yeah, I mean, all right. All in all, or are we separating pitchers and hitters?
What's easier for you?
Let's do top 5. Let's do top 5 hitters and then top 5 pitchers.
Okay.
I think Bobby Witt, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Jose Ramirez.
That's what I have also.
Number 3. This is where it gets tough. If healthy. No, sorry. Stephen Kwan is 3.
Okay. Correa's my 3. Kwan's my 4.
Okay. So I was going to say, if healthy, I'm torn. I actually would put Royce Lewis ahead of Correa. I'm going to put Royce Lewis at 4. Just because he's younger.
Riley Green?
Riley Green could be my 5. Yeah. No. Sorry. I'll go Luis Robert.
Okay. Luis Robert. Shout out the White Sox.
Shout out the White Sox. Yeah. I'll put Royce Lewis 4 and Luis Robert 5.
Pitchers,
obvious. No, you know what? I'm going to go just based on who I think is going to have a better year. I'm going to go Reagan's 1.
Reagan's over Scoob?
Yeah. So I'm very high on Reagan's.
You love Reagan's.
I love Reagan's. I'll go Skubal 2. I'll go Pablo Lopez 3. I'll go Bybee 4. And 5 is tough.
Class A. Just save yourself.
Oh, shit. I was just thinking starters. Oh, well, fuck that. I'll go Cade Smith.
Cade Smith.
Cade Smith, baby, number 5.
That's dope. Well, let's get out of here, Pat. That's a good 45 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm Kris. That's Pat. Some of the channel will be around talking baseball all day, whenever. Not all day, 45 minutes a day.
Yeah.
I'm here pretty soon. And let us know who you think is going to be, who you would pick as the division champ. And we'll be back, I think, next Tuesday, right?
Yeah. Do a little, maybe we'll do an AL East breakdown on Tuesday.
AL East, the good old AL East.
Yeah,
man.
Sure.
But until then, we'll catch you later.
Absolutely. Peace, guys.